Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world, it's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
6:07 on the Get Up and Go Show. It's Evan and Bonnie. It's a throwback Thursday. Excuse me. Oh, had a hermit in my throat.
A hermit?
Yeah, most people have frogs. I had a hermit.
Wow. What does a little hermit look like?
I have no idea.
Like a little hermit?
I just made something up.
Hermit mouse or something?
Could have said I had a cricket in my throat.
Do you want me to reach in and grab it and kind
please.
of draw it out?
No, don't do that.
I'll put some latex gloves on
You
first.
don't have a license to do that.
I guess I don't. I guess you're right.
No, I definitely I definitely don't want you reaching in my throat.
I know that's right.
I'm not a proctologist either, so.
Proctologist?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother subject.
Yeah, that's a
I'm not bending over, sorry.
A whole other end of the ball game, isn't it?
Speaking of ends, definitely not bending over. Good morning, Miss Bonnie. How are you? The palatial diva of radio broadcasting is here with me as always.
Well, good morning, Evan. How are you this fine morning?
I'm fantastic. It's a Thursday. We are one day away from 5-second rule with Brian Bosio and Officer Ken Leadham. It's going to be the tiebreaker in studio. Megan McRoberts is going to be here. She's going to be officiating the entire event.
Can't wait to see Megan again.
It's going to be an epic day tomorrow. Of course, we also remember 9/11 tomorrow, which was not an epic day. It was a day that we will never, ever forget. We have some very special guests on the show. Former Chief of Staff Andrew Card is going to be joining me from the George W. Bush regime, along with Colonel Mark Tillman. He was the pilot of Air Force One during the George W. Bush regime as well. So it's going to be a great, riveting hour in the 8 o'clock hour. We'll be doing those interviews at 8:30 tomorrow on September the 11th, a day we will never forget.
Like Randy Siegel said yesterday, it's just going to be a show that you shouldn't really miss tomorrow in honor and in the memory of those in 9/11.
Yeah.
It's just a show that you shouldn't miss with those great interviews coming up tomorrow morning, Evan.
It's definitely going to be a great show without a doubt. Just like any show that we do, it's cutting edge, it's riveting, it's a must see. Normally people say must see TV, but we're must listen to radio. That's the way I look at it.
It's definitely a must. I hope everybody's enjoying my flannel this morning. Those
your flannel
viewing in on Facebook. You know,
there's your flannel.
This had been my father's.
Oh, okay.
He always liked his flannel jackets, and that's why it looks rather large on me.
Okay.
But I just, I wear it for good luck. Do you know that I wore it to my when I took my massage therapy licensing, and I had to go way down to Deerfield for it. And oh man, that's you're like a nervous wreck. You want to pass that first time, of course.
I love going to Deerfield Beach. Deerfield's beautiful.
So that you don't have to come back and retake the exam for licensing. I had this flannel shirt on the back of my chair while taking the whole 100 question exam.
And how'd you do?
I walked out and I passed by.
Flying colors?
Maybe only 3 points.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, that was close.
It was 3 points only above, but at least it said passing on my paper.
That's all that matters.
And when I looked at it, I said, "Are you sure this is me?" She's like, the lady at the front desk was like, "That's your name, isn't it?" I was like, yes.
Okay, so you got your license.
But you see, I didn't even think I passed because do you know that I didn't even finish the darn test?
No?
It was so hard. I was one of those that...
So there's 100 questions and you didn't finish all 100?
Right, 100 questions because they have questions about where they have illustrations pointing to muscles, parts of your body.
Oh.
And some of the illustrations were rather vague and kind of in fine print where I couldn't even see the arrow on what muscle it was pointing to.
Okay.
So I was one of those that had to even raise my hands.
So if I point to
many
like
times.
here, you could tell me what muscle this is right here.
I should be able
What's that
to.
right there?
That's the upper part of your trap area.
Trapezius.
Upper part of the trap, yes.
Okay, and this here?
Is the deltoid.
Okay, this here?
That was the, oh, good gosh, I should remember that one in your forearm. Do you know it?
That's why I'm asking you, because
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I can't remember that one.
Okay.
But see, now it makes me want to go back and study it.
Okay.
But yeah, my dad's flannel brought me good luck that day. So
Very
I
good.
rode all the way back from Deerfield, really happy with
Very
the
good.
occasion.
I actually like that flannel shirt. Now, I'm going to say something, but please don't take it the wrong way. If I had a set of checkers, we could sit down and play a game right on that shirt.
No, I don't.
That'd be a lot of fun.
I don't
right?
take it the wrong
That'd
way.
be a whole lot of fun.
That's funny.
Your dad would probably be rolling over laughing,
He would be.
right? Think about that. Lay that bad boy right out here on the counter, get some checkers, and we just have a good old game of checkers or chess. That'd be a lot of fun,
You're right.
right? For those people that don't have a checkerboard, you can use your flannel shirt.
Yeah, I'll take it to
Why
the
not?
next picnic or the next occasion just to make
Yeah.
sure we have it handy.
Picnic, put it over a picnic table. Would make a great tablecloth. Also,
I suppose that you could.
you know,
But summertime is over and the picnics are over.
well,
Or-
it's summertime year round here in Florida. You know that.
I know.
You know, all we do is call it a season. You know, you got winter, spring, summer, fall. And of course, we're going to be falling back with the clocks. They're going to be going back soon.
That's not going to
I
be
think
too
that's-
long, is it?
Is it next month? I think it is.
Wow.
Yeah, which means it's going to be getting darker earlier and lighter earlier.
Yes. And we fall back, so we're going to get an entire whole hour into our weekend adding
An extra hour.
an extra hour.
Yeah, an
of
extra
sleep.
hour. You do that when you go to bed Saturday night into Sunday morning, and you basically you gain an extra hour. I think you gain an extra hour of sleep or something
Yeah,
like that.
you
I don't
do.
know how that works.
But I get confused on how it works. Like, is it going to be lighter earlier in the morning, or
Yes. See, right now
Okay.
it gets light out at around 6:30.
yeah?
So that means it's going to be getting light out around 5:30.
Oh wow.
So when you're pulling in here, it's going to be daylight.
Okay.
You're going to be all messed up.
So it's going to be a better time, like on my Saturday morning run. I'll be able.
Yeah.
Sometimes I run through
You'll be
the
able to
dark.
see where you're going.
I like running in the dark, though. Lo and behold,
Okay.
I know it's a weird thing,
Okay.
but I like the moonlight.
Hey, you're nocturnal, you know?
and the woods, like
Okay.
little woodsy areas.
Yeah, but how do you
surrounding
see that
me.
if it's dark out?
By moonlight, I
Oh,
go,
okay.
and by street lights up ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. So that means it's going to be getting lighter earlier, which means normally it's still light out at 8:30. So if you're putting your clock back an hour, that means it's going to get darker earlier. Yeah.
at night.
Oh, that's even better for me when I go to bed.
It will be.
Yeah.
You'll be able to sleep, like get in that Betty by Bosom attitude earlier.
Well, my bed is my bedroom is like a dungeon.
Is it?
It is because
Now-
we still, believe it or not, we still have some of the shutters up on our house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we still have some of the shutters up, the hurricane shutters.
Yeah.
So we figured, you know what? I'm just going to leave some of those bad boys up for the rest of the hurricane season. I ain't taking nothing down because I'm getting tired of putting those things up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just really monotonous. So I'm just going to leave them up. I'll sleep in a dungeon. The bedroom is pitch black at night when you go to bed, which is great. I love it.
We have a little bit of our shutters still up. There's one on the south side of the house that I
Mhm.
still have up, and on the north side in our
Okay.
kitchen area. But they're like small, little bitty shutters. And, I hate the thought of ever having to get them out of my garage again and
Okay.
redoing that whole thing. And, because it looks like in the whole scheme of things, you look at your windows and you say, yeah, this isn't so bad. But like with any task that you start or begin,
Mhm.
there's going to be pain and yelling and screaming involved,
This is true.
because there's always something that comes to mess up your handiwork.
You know, when I put my shutters up, I have no issues because I have every shutter. I've taken a black perma marker
Mhm.
and I've numbered them left to right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on each shutter, I've written which window it goes on.
I've done that too in my garage.
And
I
it's really simple.
have little slips of paper written to if it goes to the front left window, right
Mhm.
left window, so and so in the back. I have it all laid out, and I think I have a means to the madness.
I have looked into getting accordion shutters.
I know.
And that was a rude awakening. I had 3 different companies come over and give me prices. And it was between $6,000 and $7,000 to put accordion shutters on my entire house. Now, the advantage of having accordion shutters, if there's a storm coming, you can wait till the last minute. All you got to do is walk outside, pull them shut,
I know.
turn the knob, and you're done. It's 10 seconds. That's all it is.
It would be really terrific for the elderly. Like, say, if my parents were alive and, they're senior citizens living here, that would definitely be something I would want to get for mom and dad.
Or a 2nd-story house. I had a 2-story townhome in Green Acres before I moved up here to Port St. Lucie. So I invested in those type of shutters in my home down in Green Acres. And it was very simple because it was on the 2nd floor. I had them set up the shutters so you could just open the window and close them from the inside, which was very easy and very convenient. So I was able to do that. A lot of people were hating me down in Green Acres at the time, but oh well, what can I say? But I did find somebody, though, that I do know personally that's in the shutter business, and he said that he would work out a special deal for me where I could pay as I go. So in other words, I would tell him which window I want shuttered. I pay for that window. And as I get some extra money, I do the next window and the next window and the next window. So it's kind of like a pay as you go. You pay for what you need. It's kind of like going to a restaurant, paying for what you're going to eat.
Sounds a little bit better than having to put it up like I do at home, panel by panel.
Yeah.
By big, heavy aluminum panel.
Yeah.
And screwing and righty-tighty, lefty-loosey.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's probably what I'll do. And I'll probably do my front doors first and my back doors first, because those are the ones that seem to always take the longest to do, is the front door and the back door.
Yeah.
Man, that's just a pain in the rear end.
You know what would be just the best thing this season if we really didn't even have to do it at all?
Yeah.
Again.
Well, so far we're halfway through.
Yeah, I know.
And we're in the peak right now.
Praying. I'm, hopes and prayers that those darn hurricanes will stay away.
I'm thinking maybe if I wait till when it's non-hurricane season to put them up or to make that purchase, that maybe the price will go down.
That could be a good bet.
Because we're in hurricane season and supply and demand. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
I'm just glad that we're not in California with all of the forest fires. And, my heart goes out to a lot of them folks living in California.
Oh, yeah.
And just seeing that destruction around there.
Yeah, definitely.
Some of that footage is just, horrifying. People driving out of their places and woodsy areas and those old roads. And then you got fire on 2 sides.
Yeah. Hey, Bonnie, I want to throw a question out there to you and our listening audience, and then I'll open the phones up for this one. Have you ever been bit by any kind of animal at all? Anything at all? Dog, cat, snake, lion, tiger, dolphin, shark, cockroach, lizard, anything? You ever been bit by anything? Mosquito?
Yeah. Oh, mosquito bites enormously.
Okay.
Some.
All right.
I mean, more than I even care to remember.
Well, there's a video out of a guy who got bit by a nurse shark, and the shark latched onto his arm. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I didn't see that video.
Yeah, the nurse shark literally latched onto the guy's arm. And it stayed there for like a while, and they couldn't get it off of his arm.
Wow.
So my question is, what's the most random animal that you've been bit or attacked by? Now, I'm not talking about like a cat or a dog, but something different.
Leeches for me.
Okay, something different.
I've been in ponds, and I've been in those standing still water areas where my feet got full of leeches.
So that's the question of the morning. And I also want to know how you would describe the pain. So that is today's question of the morning. What is the most random animal you've been bit by or attacked by? I'm not talking about a cat or a dog, something that's a little different. And I want you to tell me about the pain, okay? Call into the show at 220-9788, 220 WSTU. This is what we want to know. That's this morning's. It's the Thursday random question of the morning. 6:21. News time. Let's go to the news desk. Bonnie standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning, Evan. Martin County detectives said Wednesday they arrested a handyman in the killing of an elderly couple last month. And WPTV's Ryan Hughes has the story.
Are you remorseful or sorry at all?
Yes.
Johnny Maynard cuffed and carted off to jail after investigators say he confessed to the gruesome killings of Donald and Lorraine Smith inside their home in Port Salerno.
Well, this is a 55-year-old guy who's a complete and utter loser.
Investigators say Maynard was a handyman for Smith who owns rental properties. On August 26, the Martin County Sheriff says Maynard was caught on video walking nearly 4 miles to the elderly couple's home on Southeast Hull Street and laid in wait for hours in the bushes for Donald to come home.
He went into an open garage door, armed himself with a little cutting knife that was in the garage, and went inside and began the attack.
Investigators say he slammed the glass bowl over Lorraine's head first and then attacked Donald. We're told Maynard then used the knife to cut both of their throats.
They were the two of the nicest people that I could possibly know.
Sandra Kramer has lived next door to the couple for decades and was known as their little sister. She tells us Maynard also did repair work in her home and suspected he was responsible for the cold-blooded crime.
We'd pay him, and then he would go and sit in his car, or he would leave, and then he'd come back later and he'd say, can you give me another $20 or $40? My wife needs pills, or I need pills.
Investigators say the motive behind the violent attack was robbery. They say Maynard made off with $700 he used to buy crack cocaine, lottery tickets, cigarettes, and to pay part of his rent.
He's done. He will, as the sheriff said, come out of the Department of Corrections in a pine box. And that's probably as it should be. He should be on death row.
The sheriff tells us Maynard was originally arrested on a domestic violence charge for assaulting his girlfriend a day after a friend found the couple in their home. Maynard has now agreed to a plea deal and will serve 3 consecutive life sentences. In Martin County, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
St. Lucie was one of 2 Florida counties to have its election registration systems hacked by Russian malware. Media outlets reported on Wednesday, citing excerpts from a new book on President Donald Trump. CNN, which received an advance copy of journalist Bob Woodward's new book, Rage, reported Woodward said the National Security Agency and the CIA had classified intelligence that the Russians placed malware on election registration systems in 2 Florida counties, St. Lucie and Washington. U.S. Representative Brian Mast quickly called for St. Lucie County Supervisor of Elections Gertrude Walker to brief him on the office's security measures to ensure the election database is not vulnerable to future attacks. The news report notches up ongoing concerns about the integrity of the upcoming election, sown primarily by Trump through unsubstantiated claims about vote by mail. It also thrusts St. Lucie County, one of 4 in Florida, to vote for President Obama in 2012 and Trump in 2016, further into the spotlight for its role in the last presidential election and for the next one in less than 2 months, although there are no reported concerns of votes that were changed in 2016. The U.S. is reducing its military forces in Iraq from 5,200 to 3,000, the top commander in the Middle East said Wednesday. The move is in keeping with President Donald Trump's pledge to cut the number of U.S. military personnel deployed overseas. This reduced footprint allows us to continue advising and assisting our Iraqi partners in rooting out the final remnants of ISIS in Iraq and ensuring its enduring defeat, General Kenneth F. McKenzie, commander of U.S. Central Command, said in a speech in Baghdad. And lastly, as the coronavirus pandemic is expected to continue spreading into the holiday season, how retailers handle the shopping season remains a huge question. On Wednesday, one major retailer said it's adapting its Black Friday to the times. Home Depot said it's opting not to have a big one-day sale in stores. Instead, the home improvement retailer will host its Black Friday sales throughout the holiday season, both in stores and online. Savings will start in early November and last through December, both in store And on HomeDepot.com, the company said on its website, say goodbye to the one day of frenzied shopping and enjoy Black Friday savings all season long without the stress of the crowds. Home Depot added that it will remain closed on Thanksgiving like in past years. A number of retailers that are typically open on Thanksgiving are also opting to close for the holiday. And NFL football is returning tonight with the Houston Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And the annual survey found close to 1 in 7 Americans plan to gamble on at least one NFL game this year. 1 in 4 gamblers will do fantasy football or games like Super Bowl squares. And we invite you to get into Lenny's Pick'em League. If you want to make your picks this football season with us, all you have to do is email themusicalg@yahoo.com. He'll gladly send you a link to get in. News time is 6:27. Weather and traffic together are next.
.628 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
We're not seeing any tie-ups. We're not finding any accidents on our roadways for Stewart or the Fort Pierce, the Port St. Lucie area, all looking fine on the roads. There's your latest look at traffic. It is 75 in Port St. Lucie, and here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies and some coastal showers for that morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Most of the activity should stay inland. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, partly sunny skies, another round of afternoon showers and storms. As we head into the weekend, rain chances up to 70% for Saturday, down to a 50% chance for rain on Sunday. Drier conditions by early next week. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
You have heard her call up and be funny on the Get Up and Go show, Stewart's #1 morning show. Now, the Stewart Comedy Club, in association with Fredo Entertainment Productions, presents Big Kitty in her first stand-up comedy appearance. Big Kitty talks about men. Big Kitty on raising kittens. Big Kitty's hilarious stories about using the cat box. Here is what fans are saying about the comedy of Big Kitty.
It was fresh and funny. Can't wait to see her again.
Big Kitty is one funny cat.
I don't get it. The cat got up on stage and meowed for about 45 minutes.
Tickets are on sale now to see Big Kitty live at the Stewart Comedy Club. Call 1-800-FUNNY-CAT. That's 1-800-FUNNY-CAT now to reserve your tickets today. It's Big Kitty Live, the funniest cat in the world.
I don't know, Bonnie. What do you think about Big Kitty doing comedy?
I would get in the front row to see Big Kitty.
Would you?
Then Big Kitty might start hissing at me and maybe glaring at me if I sat in the front row. So I'm not sure.
Okay, all right. Let's do some viral videos. A young lady recently broke the Guinness World Record for eating the most jelly donuts in 3 minutes. Bonnie. She downed 10 of them.
10?
10, which topped the previous record of 6.
When Phil comes in with his donuts, I can only eat but one, if even that.
10 donuts in 3 minutes.
10.
I might have to give that a shot. Let's listen.
Could you do it, Evan?
I'm so nervous.
Ready?
Ready.
3, 2, 1.
There she goes.
Let's go. Yeah, good. Faster than this then. Let's go.
Keep going.
Come on.
Huh?
Yeah, good. Good work. Keep going. Yeah, good. 5 seconds left. Good work.
Was that 10? That was hard. That is so hard.
But she did it.
You know, I could do the donuts. No, I could do the jelly minus the donuts.
Okay.
That jelly would just kind of slide down nice and easy and be refreshing. But with that donut fluffy dough matter, and she is like a little bitty girl.
Yeah.
She looks like one of those people in the hot dog eating contest. You know, that guy that always wins it every year.
That's Joey Chestnut.
Chestnut.
He's actually a good friend of mine.
He's a skinny little guy.
Yeah, but you know what? He can pack down a lot of weenies.
He can.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, where do they put, and where does this little lady put down all of these jelly donuts? Where do they go?
You know what they say? It goes in one way and right out the other.
I guess so.
That's
It's
got an entry and an exit point.
We don't have to be riding anywhere with her following the occasion.
Oh, I would. I wouldn't have a problem riding with her.
Would you like roll down the windows though?
No, not at all. Wouldn't have any issue with
you
that.
are brave.
I'm a brave guy.
Yes.
I'm daring. What would you do, Bonnie, if you saw a mouse clinging to the ceiling of your car?
I would just like.
What would you do?
I would have to stop right away, and hopefully I wouldn't be in heavy traffic, like where I couldn't stop.
All right. Well, there's a woman that happened to. She was driving down the road and she saw a mouse clinging to the ceiling of her car, and then it dropped and fell in her lap. Let's listen to the audio from the video.
Right, when there's just a mouse hanging in my car. Oh my god! It's literally oh my god.
Yeah, it fell right in her lap.
That mouse looks like a little tiny bat or something
Yeah.
too. Oh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies right now.
There's another video out that is from 1961. It's Coke commercial that would not play today. It shows a woman saying there's no waistline worry with Coke because it's low in calories.
Oh.
She says it's a natural, wholesome blending of pure food flavors and calls it not too sweet. Let's listen.
Well, that's enough for today. Now for a lively lift. Ice cold Coca-Cola. There's no waistline worry with Coke, you know. Actually, this individual size bottle has no more calories than half a grapefruit. Another thing, the cold, crisp taste of Coke is so satisfying, it keeps me from eating something else that might really add those pounds. Coke's a natural, wholesome blending of pure food flavors. I guess that's why everyone likes the refreshing new feeling you get, only from not too sweet Coca-Cola. Lively, lifty Coca-Cola provides a welcome bit of quick energy between meals. Makes for a pleasant pause in a busy day. Oh, and remember, Coke is low in calories, too. Say now, don't you get any thinner.
1961 that commercial was.
That
and
is
it's
so
just now making the round.
Classic, like a
Right?
classic little housewife talking to a replica of her thinner self.
Replica.
And
I like the way you said that, replica.
and you know, I don't understand when she says, "Oh, you can just drink a Coke and then it makes you not want to eat something else."
Yeah.
But nowadays, all we see is people sitting down on the couch with their Coca-Cola, and they have to have their Cheetos with it, their pizza with it. You're eating a line of other things with that Coca-Cola, so you're not losing any weight.
No, not at all. So earlier this morning, I put the question out there: have you ever been hit by an animal of any kind? And we've all seen the video of the guy that had the nurse shark that latched onto his arm. We have some people that are on hold that have been waiting to speak to us. So we posed the question: what's the most random animal that you've been bit or attacked by? And I'm not talking about a dog or a cat. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie.
A swan. My daughter was probably 6 months old. My other one was like a year. And it came up and bit my daughter in the stomach and then was biting my leg. And I finally had to kick it under its bill. And it finally stunned it so we could get away.
Yeah.
Scary.
Wow.
No.
Yeah.
I've heard that swans can get pretty mean.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
We used to go up to a flock of geese. We had this farming area that had a whole lot of geese, and we would kind of like try to walk up to them and tease them a little bit. But I'll tell you, when that mama geese comes out after you and those wings go out,
Yeah.
and I'm certain that a swan would too, there's just like no messing.
Yep. Again, the question: what's the most random animal that you've ever been bit by? Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. What is the most random animal you've ever been bit by?
I got bit by an emu on my shoulder. I was taking a picture. It was at one of those Renaissance festivals, and one of my friends wanted me to take a picture, with the emus behind me. And he failed to tell me that this emu was sneaking up on me, and he bit my shoulder.
And-
I wanted to punch it, but it took off.
An emu. Wow.
Emu.
Wow.
And Doug.
Okay.
Was that guy's name Doug?
Yeah.
And the emu is his friend.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
exactly. Exactly.
That's cute.
Exactly. An emu.
Uh-huh.
I could never, I would have the crap scared out of me if an emu bit me.
I know.
Wow. All right. Let's take another call. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. What is the most strangest animal that's ever bit you?
Well, it wasn't actually to me. I was the chaperone with the high school group down in Mexico.
All right.
And the girl, we went to the ocean one day. She came out of the water. She had not a stingray, a jellyfish attached to her front of her arm. So between your hand and your elbow, it was on the entire part of her forearm there. Oh, she was in excruciating pain. It was still stinging her. Yes, the whole head, everything was on there.
Wow.
I knew a lady who was on a spring break on vacation in Fort Lauderdale, and it was a whole week, and she got stung out there by a jellyfish, and it screwed up her entire week of vacation.
Wow.
I don't think you'd want to be stung by one of those.
That's
have you been stung by a bee before, Evan?
No, I'm allergic to that kind of stuff. So I kind of freak out when I see
So
things
you're
like
not
that.
like a huge nature boy then?
No.
Yeah.
No. The only nature that I indulge in is when I go to Blind Creek. And that's it. That's about as nature and natural as you get. That's about it.
All natural.
That's right. Let's take one more call. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. What is the most strangest animal that has ever bitten you?
The water moccasin when I was camping. I was about third grade at the time.
Okay.
I got lucky that when it bit me, it went down the finger and each fang went on each side of the knuckle itself.
Oh my.
I just got a hole on each side of the knuckle.
Yikes.
I didn't really feel it. It was a surprise.
Okay.
Their fangs are super sharp, so you don't really feel it too well.
Wow.
I freaked out, raised my hand up, and it let go.
Wow.
Whoa.
That was he's pretty lucky in that situation.
I wonder if he was swimming. He didn't tell us if he was in the water or, I'd always used to scare me when I would swim in these freshwater lakes up north. Like we didn't have to be afraid of any gators, maybe a snapping turtle once in a while. But then once in a while you'd see these green swimming kind of snakes through the water, like if it was like in a weedy area.
Right.
And that would freak me out a little bit.
Wow.
You know, when they're kind of like right at the surface with you. And a water moccasin.
Yeah, water moccasin.
Aren't they poisonous or something?
Yes, they are.
I couldn't even imagine.
They're very poisonous, Bonnie.
Yeah, that would be like really terrifying.
I've seen snakes in my backyard every now and then. I saw a little black snake on my pool deck once.
The little black ones, usually they're the black racers, and they're good for you and they're harmless. They're good for the environment.
Well, you know what I have to say to that? A snake is a snake. So I'm not sure. So when in doubt, take it out. And that's exactly what I did. Got a machete and chopped its head off.
Yikes.
That's the best way to do it.
I saw one of those poisonous kind in the back of John's yard. I was helping John clean out his pool. And I think it was one of those, the black on red, the black on yellow is not a good fellow.
Okay.
One of those kind of snakes. And I don't think it was just your ordinary little corn snake. This was rather thick.
Okay.
And it looked like the colors on it and the markings, it looked like a poisonous one. But then it went slithering across the grass and into the woods.
Yeah, when in doubt, take it out. That's the way I look at it, because you never can be too sure of if it's poisonous or not nowadays. You know, snakes are very misleading.
Did you ever find a snake in your pool, Evan?
Yes, I've found one in the pool, and I got my pool net and took it out of the pool.
Yeah.
And I opened the screen door and shook it out, and it just slithered away.
I was afraid every morning, like when I have my above ground pool, I was afraid of getting up to find any kind of squirrel maybe in the pool. You know how they like to jump all over the place.
Okay.
But thank goodness I've never found that before. I used to work for a pool cleaning service.
Right.
With the pool guy that I worked with, he said sometimes you would find like maybe animal in the filter pump. You know, when you open up those filter pumps on the pools.
Yeah.
He said sometimes you never know what you find in there.
Imagine this, Bonnie, and this is true. This has happened because I've read about it. Imagine sitting on the toilet, you're doing your business, and all of a sudden up pops a snake. Bite you on the hoo-ha.
That's why I've always been afraid to use like the outside outhouses up north. Because you just I've always wondered what's lurking.
Well, you never know what's going to come up through the sewer system either when you sit down on the toilet.
I know.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, guys have that advantage because we stand.
I'm going to think about that.
Think about that next time you sit down. Look twice.
Next time I'm visiting the porcelain.
Yeah.
And, thinking about that.
Think about that.
Getting nightmares now. It's kind of creepy.
Right? Snakes slithering up and, psst, and all of a sudden right on your left butt cheek. Ow! Ooh.
Maybe that or a tiny little bitty alligator.
No, and I don't know if an alligator would fit through the drain. I don't think that much.
I don't know.
I don't think that
those
would
little
happen.
bitty ones, they do get pretty tiny when I see them with mama alligator out in the swamps.
Well, they're only like this big when they're born, but they grow like immensely very, very quickly.
Pretty quickly.
So I don't think an alligator would come through your toilet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen. So you don't have to worry about that. 6:45 news time. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks, Evan. Martin County detectives said Wednesday they arrested a handyman in the killing of an elderly couple last month. And WPTV's Ryan Hughes has the story.
Are you remorseful or sorry at all?
Yes.
Johnny Maynard cuffed and carted off to jail after investigators say he confessed to the gruesome killings of Donald and Lorraine Smith inside their home in Port Salerno.
This is a 55-year-old guy who's a complete and utter loser.
Investigators say Maynard was a handyman for Smith, who owns rental properties. On August 26, the Martin County Sheriff says Maynard was caught on video walking nearly 4 miles to the elderly couple's home on Southeast Hull Street and laid in wait for hours in the bushes for Donald to come home.
He went into an open garage door, armed himself with a little cutting knife that was in the garage, and went inside and began the attack.
Investigators say he slammed the glass bowl over Lorraine's head first and then attacked Donald. We're told Maynard then used the knife to cut both of their throats.
They were the two of the nicest people that I could possibly know.
Sandra Kramer has lived next door to the couple for decades and was known as their little sister. She tells us Maynard also did repair work in her home and suspected he was responsible for the cold-blooded crime.
We'd pay him, and then he would go and sit in his car, or he would leave, and then he'd come back later and he'd say, can you give me another 20 or $40? My wife needs pills or I need pills.
Investigators say the motive behind the violent attack was robbery. They say Mannard made off with $700 he used to buy crack cocaine, lottery tickets, cigarettes, and to pay part of his rent.
He's done. He will, as the sheriff said, come out of the Department of Corrections in a pine box. And that's probably as it should be. He should be on death row.
The sheriff tells us Mannard was originally arrested on a domestic violence charge for assaulting his girlfriend a day after a friend found the couple in their home. Mannard has now agreed to a plea deal and will serve 3 consecutive life sentences. In Martin County, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Sprouts Farmers Market is opening in Martin County. The grand opening of the natural grocery store chain will open in Stewart location on October 7th. And WPTV's news anchor Kelly Dunn has this.
The grand opening of the new Sprouts Farmers Market in Martin County has a date. The natural grocery store chain will open its Stewart location on October 7th. That's according to our news partners at TC Palm. You'll find this newest Sprouts store in the Martin Square Shopping Center. That's on US 1 near Indian Street. Right now, they're in the process of hiring 110 team members. If you're interested in applying, we've posted a link to their site on WPTV.com.
Everything is calm now, but the city of Sanford in Central Florida was rocked by an explosion and fire at a gas line ruptured early this morning. Hundreds of residents were evacuated, but no one was hurt and no homes were damaged. Lastly, a good follow-up to a story from yesterday. A young Miami girl is safe after an Amber Alert was issued for her on Tuesday. 10-year-old Randy Canyon was last seen Saturday. She was found yesterday at a gas station where customers saw her and called the police. That NBA bubble is getting rather exciting as Boston Celtics get beat by the Toronto Raptors yesterday, 125-122, and this evens the series in Game 6. Also from yesterday, the LA Clippers over the Denver Nuggets 96-85. Over to the NHL, the Tampa Bay Lightning beating the New York Islanders 2-1. Our news time is 6:49. Weather and traffic together are next.
$6:50 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. It's all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Nothing happening on our roads right now. No major accidents. We're not seeing any kind of tie-ups for Martin and St. Lucie counties this morning. And this is your latest look at traffic. In Stewart, it is 78. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies and some coastal showers for that morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Most of the activity should stay inland. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, partly sunny skies, another round of afternoon showers and storms. As we head into the weekend, rain to 70% for Saturday, down to a 50% chance for rain on Sunday, drier conditions by early next week. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
6:56 on the Get Up and Go Show. And Bonnie, as you know, I love picking up the phone and calling people randomly. So I'm going to make a phone call right now to the stimulus package hotline.
Ooh, thanks for calling the stimulus package hotline. Stay on the line for the next available caller.
Oh, yeah, that's what you were hoping for.
Some sexy phone operator to tell you that you're a bad boy and need a spanking? Well, it's not Creepazoid. People are looking for help during the pandemic, and you're wasting my time with your perverse 1976 fantasy? Is this what you're doing during COVID instead of looking for a job? Dude, time to grow up. Or maybe you should run for office. I think you probably fit right in.
Oh, there you go.
Wow.
I guess that was the wrong stimulus package hotline that I called.
That kind of looks like, it reminds me of a story that I saw this morning where the world's oldest porn star is in Tokyo.
Who is it?
84-year-old Yuko Ogasawara of Tokyo.
Yuko Ogasawara.
And
Okay,
she's
that's
80,
a name.
84. She's pretty upset
Really?
lately because the pandemic, quote, she quotes, "I haven't been to a shoot since last fall." She
Really?
says she's still staying ready for whenever production
She's
can-
84 and she's a porn star?
Yes.
Really? Wow. Okay.
One might have to look her up. At 84, she's, I guess, the
Wow.
oldest porn star in the world.
I guess she's putting lead in people's pencils still. Wow. That's crazy. 84 years old.
Yeah. You would think she would, with the pandemic, she would just want to, put up her shoes.
Retire.
Yeah. Kick her feet up a little bit.
Yeah. No pun intended.
At
Kick
home.
your feet up at home. Throw your legs up in the air at home. Wow. I'm
And-
sure she's done a lot of that in her life.
And rest a spell.
Wow. 84. I can't believe that one. That's the oldest female. Who's the oldest male?
I have no idea.
I would
Is
have
it-
figured you would have done your homework on
Is
that
it
one.
that Holmes guy, or
He's dead.
is he
Yeah.
John Holmes
Yeah.
or something?
How did you know that?
I just, because even though, I don't look at it or I'm not into it, everybody I think has heard of him, even
Okay.
if you're not part of that world.
I think he's dead,
It's kind of like
if you ask me.
when you think of boxing, even though you're not a boxing fan, you should
Right.
know Muhammad Ali.
Right. Oh, definitely. Or Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson,
Yes.
Floyd Mayweather. Lots of names synonymous with those names.
And maybe with football friend Tarkenton.
Yeah, there's another one. Joe Willie Namath.
Oh.
Joe Namath, the guy that wore pantyhose in his commercials.
Joe Namath. He's
Yeah.
right down here in Jupiter,
Yeah,
isn't he?
lives in Hope Sound.
Yeah.
Hope Sound. I've had him on my syndicated radio show before.
I've heard that he had plenty to do with the search of those two young boys too that went missing when
Oh,
they
yeah.
went boating in the Jupiter
Yep,
Inlet.
I remember that one very, very well.
Yeah, he really got out his pocketbook, I guess, and tried to help with the relief and the efforts to find them.
I see Joe Namath on TV now a lot. He's touting these infomercials.
I see it too.
For insurance or things like that. But you know what? Hey, everybody's got to make a buck. Everybody's got to make a living. So that's the way I look at it.
That's right.
We're WSTU Stewart. We're Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next. And then coming up bottom of the hour, Joe Contrabone's going to be here from the Stewart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Don't go anywhere.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
That's right, Evan and Bonnie, yours truly from the palatial, internationally acclaimed radio studios.
I know that's right.
That's right. We want to say good morning to our friends across the pond, Mark Hales. He's eating lunch in his office in the city of Croydon in the county of Surrey, England today. I wonder if he's having tea and crumpets.
I know that's right.
He sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Did he? Okay. All right. We have a phone call, Bonnie. Let's go to the phones. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Oh, yeah, we're still having a birthday party. Yeah, man.
Oh, it's Fredo.
The never
yeah, man,
ending.
we've been going on since 24 hours. Yeah, man.
Wow. Listen. Oh, they're playing Brick House in the background. They're still going.
Yeah, man.
The party's still going over at Fredo's.
How can you? Aren't you getting too old to party like that, Fredo?
Oh, no way, baby. No way. No way. We're still here having a party. I still got those natty asses for you if you want to come on by, baby. Come on.
Yeah,
And then-
I never made it to the party yesterday.
I know. And then we got Bentley. He's passed out. He's been passed out all night.
Bentley
I don't know what
passed out? Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody
Yeah,
better come
Bentley's all
and
passed out.
resuscitate Bentley.
You know, maybe you need to go to England and go party with our good friend Mark Hales over in England. He's having cheese and ham sandwiches right now as we speak, and he's working in his office. He's
Yeah, man.
we're an international show now, Fredo. You know that.
Yeah, man. I'm glad.
We have to have a
I'm glad I was able to
passport,
plug
though.
my businesses all across the world because of your show.
Well, do
yeah,
you?
man.
Yeah, but you're going to need a green card though if you start doing that.
Oh, I'll take care of that. I know someone who can make that for me. Anyway.
gosh.
Oh, by the way, we got that Yuka Ono Swearer here too. She's over here too. Yeah,
you
man.
go what?
Uno Swearer, that old, the 84-year-old porn star. Yeah, she's here too. Yeah, baby.
Oh,
yeah.
I've heard she's over at your party. Oh, wow.
She's here at the party. I ain't gonna tell you what she's doing with ping pong balls, but she's here. Yeah, man.
Well, we have heard she's been very bored.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Big Kitty. Big Kitty's, Big Kitty threw up a few times, but that's okay.
Gee, I wonder why. What have you been feeding or giving Big Kitty
she
to
had too
drink?
much milk and Baileys, and
Milk.
then she was doing shots of tequila too.
Oh no,
Yeah,
Fredo, shame on you.
yeah, man.
So,
We're going on all weekend. Yeah, man.
oh geez, you're going to be here Monday, right?
Yeah, we're here. We're gonna be there Monday, and Megan McRoberts is coming this afternoon too. Yeah, man.
Wait a minute. Megan Roberts is coming to your party this afternoon?
Yeah, she's gonna be doing a news report about how Yuka Ono Swearer is launching a bunch of ping pong balls. I don't know about that. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to talk to Megan when she gets here tomorrow about that.
Oh, you do that.
I will.
You do that.
I
might see if I can get her some of those natty ice sparkling water since Bonnie won't get over here and party with us.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
All right, Fredo. Well, listen, you go on with your bad self and you keep partying over there and
It's gonna be an all weekend birthday party. Yeah, man.
God, you need to get some sleep, young man.
Hey, Fredo, play some Kool in the Gang at your party in honor of, we had Ronald Bell, the co-founder of Kool in the Gang, passed away.
Yeah.
Well, we
recently.
had Cool and Gang yesterday playing.
Yeah, they had Celebration playing yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're doing Commodores.
And
we got some good funky music playing. Little Rick James. Yeah, man.
All right.
Rick James was here. I used to party with him in the 80s.
Wow.
Hey, Big Kitty, stop doing lines of catnip. What are you doing over there? Doing lines of catnip.
Oh my gosh. What kind of party are you having over there? Lines of catnip.
Well, you should come on over here too, Evan.
No, that's okay. I've got a radio show to do, okay?
Oh, man.
I've got a radio show to
I'll
do.
come over with a veterinarian for Big Kitty. He's going to need one.
Yes, catnip, man. I never seen a cat do a line of catnip like that. That's
Wow. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Fredo, thank you for checking in. We really greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day.
Yeah, man.
All right. See you later. All right. Lines of catnip. Never heard of that one before. Does I almost called your cat Fonzie.
Fonzie. It sounds rhymes with Fonzie. It's
Does
Fonzie.
Hansi or the other one do lines of catnip?
Not lines of it. No, just a little tiny bit of catnip that I give them.
You do give them catnip?
A little bit once in a while.
Does it make them go nuts?
But I dispense it as a doctor would and make sure they don't get lines of it and make a big party of it for them.
So what are you, the cat doctor now? Okay.
I'm the cat whisperer.
Cat whisperer. All right. Very good. Ashley Monroe, 34 years old today. Country singer who's in the Pistol Annies with Miranda Lambert. Oh, Bonnie, I forgot to ask you. Do you have any birthdays today?
No, just the
Sorry
early birthdays for October and up and coming. And I
Okay.
just hope that big kitty over there makes it to see another birthday.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Lines of catnip. Elise Levesque, 35 years old today. That's Genevieve in the originals. Joey Votto, 37 years old today. Cincinnati Reds stud first baseman who won the National League MVP 10 years ago. Ryan Philippe, 46. That's Bobby Lee Swagger on shooter. Big Daddy Kane, 52 years old. That's the legendary rapper. His name stands for King Asiatic. Guy Ritchie, 52 years old. That's Madonna's ex-husband.
You know, I didn't know that he's a movie producer, director.
Yep.
And he directed Aladdin, the Aladdin that I saw at the theaters last summer.
Okay.
And I rather liked it. I really enjoyed it. And
Okay.
if that comes again, I would gladly see that one again on the big screen.
Randy Johnson, 57 years old today, Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher known as the Big Unit. I wonder why he got the name the Big Unit.
The Big Unit.
Yeah, think about that one.
Mm,
The Big Unit.
wow.
Makes
I
you
don't
wonder,
know.
right?
I don't know.
Colin Firth, 60 years old today, Oscar-winning actor. Sayoben Fahy, I guess that's how you say it.
Fahy.
Sayoben Fahy, 62 years old today. Joe Perry, 70. That's the Aerosmith guitarist. Bill O'Reilly, you see him on Fox all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's 71 years old today.
The O'Reilly Factor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jose Feliciano. One of my
Wow.
all-time favorite songs is Feliz Navidad. Prosperos años y felicidad.
Jose Feliciano, no, he was the one. I saw a viral video of Sting and his wife Trudy
Mhm.
out in the audience. They were at like a Grammy Award show, or
Yep.
it was like a music award show.
Yep.
And Jose Feliciano was performing Every Breath You Take.
Mhm.
And then they kept panning the cameras over to like Sting and Trudy in the audience. And I don't know what was going on, but not everybody was rolling with his performance of
okay.
it. And
All right.
by the looks of Sting, he wasn't looking completely happy with it. And I think there were even a couple of boos and such from the audience. But I don't know. Jose Feliciano, he's a legend too.
He is.
And
He is famous for doing the cover of Light My Fire and the theme song to Chico and the Man. Danny Hutton, 78 years old today. That's Three Dog Night singer. Some of the hits: One, Mama Told Me Not to Come, and An Old Fashioned Love Song. Many hits.
And never been to Spain. I do like me some Three Dog Night.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah.
Arnold Palmer celebrating a birthday in the heavens. He's the golf god of all golf gods there is. Roger Maris. He broke Babe Ruth's single-season home run record with 61 home runs in the year 1961. But some say that he had steroids in his system. So.
Yeah, that kind of swelters it, doesn't it?
Bonnie, today's a very serious day, the day before September 11th. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. World Suicide Prevention Day.
That is very serious.
That's a very serious topic.
Mental health is in such very serious. I don't want to say it's more so now, but it's arriving to where we're just becoming more aware of it, and to make people feel like they should come out of the closet if they're having some mental issues going on, and
Right.
and not be afraid, maybe like we were in the past, to talk about them. Men and
mental
women,
health is very, very serious.
men and women alike, because even like you think of some of the men going through it, back in the days when it was, you had to be macho and you have to put on such a front, and you never want them to see you cry. It's becoming more of a thing where, well, maybe, go to a psychiatrist or go to a doctor and get it out of your system, and talk about things that are making you feel down.
Yeah, definitely so.
I think I only saw my dad cry like once in my life, or maybe it was twice. I think he almost was in tears when I was leaving home when I was 18 and moving to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
And then he cried at the funeral of my grandpa, his dad, when they played taps.
Right. I'm not ashamed to admit I had some mental health issues many years back. I went and saw somebody and got it taken care of, and got reevaluated, and I was assessed that I am not, in any jeopardy or any danger or anything like that. And my mental health is back to normal now.
It's an important thing. It's an important thing to go on. You want to stay physically healthy, but mentally, that's important also.
I was at a very, I was at a very dark place in my life. And, I was married to Rachel, and she knew it. And, she's the one that suggested, why don't you go seek some help? Why don't you go talk to somebody? So I went and talked to somebody, and I went and saw somebody for about, I want to say, 7-8 weeks. It really helped. It really did. I have some friends of mine that have some mental health issues, and they've gotten taken care of, and they've gotten fixed. So it's a very, very serious thing, mental health.
It's serious, and it's closer to getting help than you think with New Horizons that we have right here on the Treasure Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And it's more affordable than, one may think. Just to go seriously in and talk to a counselor and, just get your mind moving, get your efforts moving forward so you can move forward.
Yeah. 31 years ago today, Bonnie, in 1989, Deion Sanders made sports history by becoming the only person to ever hit a home run and score a touchdown in the same week. Now, do you know who Deion Sanders is?
Yeah.
I hope so.
Wait, I'm thinking of Who Knows Bo, that guy that did it with 2 or 3 different sports too. Remember Bo from the commercials? Now, Deion Sanders.
Yes.
He's like a pitcher, right?
No, Deion Sanders played baseball for the Atlanta Braves, and he also played football as well. He's a football star and he's a baseball star.
Yeah, he has that duo combination.
Right. I mean, he's retired now. He's a sportscaster now.
Yeah. Then he has a triple combination.
Yeah. On September the 6th, 1989, Deion hit a home run for the New York Yankees. Then 4 days later, on this day, September 10th, 1989, he ran a punt back for 68 yards to score a touchdown for the Atlanta Falcons.
That's cool. So he did that in just a matter of 4 days.
4 days.
All in one.
Yes.
Wow, that was really his week.
Yeah.
Back, what year was that?
That was 1989.
Yeah.
1989. 25 years ago today, in 1995, Cyndi Lauper won an Emmy for guest appearance on Mad About You.
I've been seeing her in the commercials lately for skincare.
Yep.
And
She looks fantastic.
She does.
22 years ago today, in 1998, President William Jefferson Clinton met with members of his cabinet to apologize, ask for forgiveness, and promise to improve as a person after he finally admitted to getting to third base with Monica Lewinsky.
What date was that one? 91 or somewhere?
1998.
98.
98.
Yeah.
98. And then 10 years ago in 2010, the 4th Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil Afterlife, hit the theaters. It made $300 million worldwide.
Wow, that was a big smash.
Right.
I haven't seen a horror movie in a long time, in a long while. I think the closest we're going to get to it, if we do get it, is the remake of The Stand that's coming out. Stephen King's The Stand.
Okay.
And with, I think Oprah Winfrey is going to be in this one.
Okay.
But I remember that was a pretty good series to watch back in the day, and I'd like to see the remake of it.
7:20 right now. It's news time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's go to the news desk where Bonnie's standing by. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you, Evan. Martin County detectives said Wednesday they arrested a handyman in the killing of an elderly couple last month. WPTV's Ryan Hughes has the story.
Are you remorseful or sorry at all?
Yes.
Johnny Maynard cuffed and carted off to jail after investigators say he confessed to the gruesome killings of Donald and Lorraine Smith inside their home in Port Salerno.
Well, this is a 55-year-old guy who's a complete and utter loser.
Investigators say Maynard was a handyman for Smith who owns rental properties. On August 26th, the Martin County Sheriff says Maynard was caught on video walking nearly 4 miles to the elderly couple's home on Southeast Hull Street and laid in wait for hours in the bushes for Donald to come home.
He went into an open garage door, armed himself with a little cutting knife that was in the garage and went inside and began the attack.
Investigators say he slammed the glass bowl over Lorraine's head first and then attacked Donald. We're told Maynard then used the knife to cut both of their throats.
They were the two of the nicest people that I could possibly know.
Sandra Kramer has lived next door to the couple for decades and was known as their little sister. She tells us Maynard also did repair work in her home and suspected he was responsible for the cold-blooded crime.
We'd pay him, and then he would go and sit in his car, or he would leave, and then he'd come back later and he'd say, can you give me another $20 or $40? My wife needs pills, or I need pills.
Investigators say the motive behind the violent attack was robbery. They say Maynard made off with $700 he used to buy crack cocaine, lottery tickets, cigarettes, and to pay part of his rent.
He's done. He will, as the sheriff said, come out of the Department of Corrections in a box, in a pine box. And that's probably as it should be. He should be on death row.
The sheriff tells us Maynard was originally arrested on a domestic violence charge for assaulting his girlfriend a day after a friend found the couple in their home. Maynard has now agreed to a plea deal and will serve 3 consecutive life sentences. In Martin County, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
Sprouts Farmers Market is opening in Martin County. The grand opening of the natural grocery store chain will open in Stewart location on October 7th. WPTV's news anchor Kelly Dunn has this.
The grand opening of the new Sprouts Farmers Market in Martin County has a date. The natural grocery store chain will open its Stewart location on October 7th. That's according to our news partners at TC Palm. You'll find this newest Sprouts store in the Martin Square Shopping Center. That's on US 1 near Indian Street. Right now, they're in the process of hiring 110 team members. If you're interested in applying, we've posted a link to their site on WPTV.com.
The governor is putting up a fight in a legal battle over his nomination for the Florida Supreme Court.
Palm Beach Circuit Court Judge Renatha Francis technically doesn't qualify to immediately take the bench because she hasn't been a member of the Florida Bar for 10 years. State Representative Geraldine Thompson wants him to select someone else. Governor Ron DeSantis counters, saying Francis deserves to be on maternity leave until September 24th when she does meet the standards.
I think this lawsuit is so misguided. Quite frankly, it's an insult to the Jamaican American community and the broader Caribbean American community here in Southern Florida.
DeSantis believes she would become the first Jamaican American to sit on any Supreme Court in the country. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
Everything is calm now, but the city of Sanford in central Florida was rocked by an explosion and fire as a gas line ruptured early this morning. Hundreds of residents were evacuated, but no one was hurt and no homes were damaged. Lastly, as the coronavirus pandemic is expected to continue spreading into the holiday season, how retailers handle the shopping season remains a huge question. On Wednesday, one major retailer said it's adapting its Black Friday to the times. Home Depot said it's opting not to have a big one-day sale in stores. Instead, the home improvement retailer will host its Black Friday sales throughout the holiday season, both in stores and online. Savings will start in early November and last through December, both in-store and on HomeDepot.com. The company said on its website, say goodbye to one day of frenzied shopping and enjoy Black Friday savings all season long without the stress and crowds. Home Depot added that it will remain closed on Thanksgiving like in years past. A number of retailers that are typically open on Thanksgiving are also opting to close for the holiday. Our Major League Baseball action from last night, Milwaukee Brewers, they just stomped on the Tigers 19-0. The Kansas City over Cleveland Indians 3-0. The Yankees beat the Blue Jay Rays 7-2 yesterday. Chicago White Sox all over the Pirates by a score of 8-1. And the Atlanta Braves had a fine score, 29 runs to the 9 runs over the Marlins. New York Mets beating Baltimore 7-6. The Rangers beating LA Angels 7-3. The Cubs losing to Cincinnati 3-0. Also winning from yesterday, the Giants, the LA Dodgers, the San Diego Padres. 7:26 is our news time, and weather and traffic together are next.
7:27 the time on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Well, Evan, we're not finding any accidents on this Thursday morning. The roads are clear for both St. Lucie County and Martin County. It's a good ride. There's your latest look at traffic. Right here in Stewart, it's 78, and it's 24 degrees Celsius in Surrey, England. Here's more on our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies and some coastal showers for that morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Most of the activity should stay inland. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, partly sunny skies, another round of afternoon showers and storms. As we head into the weekend, rain chances up to 70% for Saturday, down to a 50% chance for rain on Sunday. Drier conditions by early next week. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie on Martin County's Heritage Station, AM 1450 WSTU. Now let's get back to the program with Evan and Bonnie.
7:30 on the Get Up and Go show. It's time for our weekly visit with Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stewart Martin Chamber of Commerce. And folks, again, I highly suggest if you own a business of any kind in Martin County and Stewart area, you need to go down to the Stewart Martin Chamber of Commerce. It's well worth joining up and becoming a member. There's lots of amenities, lots of things to do. It's a good way to get your business out in front of the public eye and ear, much more than what you're doing. I highly suggest it. Give my good friend Joe Catrabone a call. And speaking of Joe, he's on our line right now. Joe, good morning. How you doing?
Thanks, Evan. Thank you so much for that announcement and your support. I really appreciate it. We really do appreciate you and the relationship we've had with your station for so many years.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Joe. And I do not. Let me disclose. I do not get paid to say these things. I do my homework. I do my due diligence. I investigate before I do anything. And that's the real deal. The Stewart Martin Chamber of Commerce. That's where you need to be if you have a business. With that said, Joe, how's everybody doing down at the chamber these days?
We're doing great, thank you. I mean, things seem to be heading in the right direction. You know, I keep saying there's a little light at the end of the tunnel. We had a great live, but this is only our third. We had a third live event yesterday since March.
Okay.
We had a breakfast. Sheriff Snyder was our guest speaker.
Oh, there you go, talking about breakfast again, and don't bring me no leftovers. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it was good too. You had your choice of French toast or scrambled eggs, sausage.
You're killing me.
Well, they don't let me take home a doggy bag. Evan, I'm sorry.
I don't have to come down. What time is breakfast? What time do you guys have breakfast?
7:45.
7:45. I'm going to have to figure out a way that we can broadcast from one of your events. I would have to get somebody down here, but I'm going to figure out a way. I want to do that sometime. That would be a lot of fun.
We used to do that years ago.
Yeah.
Tom Teeter, yeah, he would come to our events. He had a little power pack with a microphone on it. He would carry around with him.
Maybe I could send Bonnie. I could send you down to one of the events, and then I'll stay back here.
Yeah.
And you broadcast from down there. I'll send you down with a laptop, get you set up on Zoom.
That would be a lot of fun.
You Zoom into me, and then we do the whole morning show. You do it from down there.
Very nice touch, and will get me out of the shell. And Evan, maybe you could get it down there with me somehow, and we both could break out.
Somebody's got to be here to run this whole monstrosity down here.
Maybe
I'll tell you, I'll give you something to shoot at. September. I just got confirmation from Congressman Mast yesterday that he's going to be our guest on September 30th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and it'll be at the Hutchinson Island Marriott, which is where it was yesterday.
Okay.
You know, there's only a few of our venues that we've used that are accepting any outside activity. None of the country clubs are accepting us. I shouldn't say that. Monarch does.
Okay.
But the Hutchinson Island Marriott and the Hutchinson Island Spa and a new hotel.
Okay.
They're open to outside events, but most other places we're having difficulty getting venues to take our events. So,
yeah, I know the lady at the Hutchinson Island Marriott. You and I have spoken about that before. I know the girl down there that I do actually a lot of work with her. Her name's Regina. I do a lot of weddings over there, and they're very accommodating where you guys have your meetings.
Yeah, they are. They're great to work with. They've always been very good to us and been a member since they opened their doors. But yesterday we had the sheriff always does such a great job, and we had so get back to my live events. The last breakfast I think we had a little, just about 60 people.
Okay.
Yesterday we had 90. We could have accepted 100.
90 people for breakfast?
Yeah.
Wow. Were you guys in the grand ballroom there at the Marriott?
Yeah.
That's on the third floor, if I'm not mistaken.
Right. And we only allowed 4 at a table.
Okay.
So we could have accepted up to 120. But 90 is good. We're taking steps and little steps at a time. And we do have a business after hours next Wednesday night. This will be another, it's at Carrabba's. And if you're familiar with Carrabba's, that outside screened-in area. It's going to be out in that area.
Right.
So it'll be outdoors, and we're following all the protocols, masks, and, it's kind of difficult to do social distancing at a cocktail party, but it surprised me how really respectful people are of each other, because even yesterday, at the breakfast, we kind of mill around on the outside area before we went to the ballroom.
Right, in the lobby area.
Yeah, in the lobby area. And everybody, they wore their masks, and everybody socially distanced. They really did. So at first it was a worry to me how it was going to pan out, but I was pleasantly surprised how respectful everyone is of each other's space and maintaining CDC guidelines and our guidelines.
Wow.
So, it was really great. It made me feel better because I was a little nervous about it. So I'm not going to worry or be nervous about our business after hours Wednesday night. We normally have 120 or some people. I think we'll probably have 50 or 60, but that's okay.
Now, where's business after hours going to be held at?
Carrabba's.
Okay. Very nice.
And as we just talked about that screen area they have outside.
Right.
So it will be outside, and then we have, as I said, the breakfast with the congressman on the 30th, but we have a virtual breakfast on the 22nd of September, and we have a virtual Morning Joe, which is really becoming popular. That's on the 17th. They're virtual, but when we first started this, I don't want to say I hated virtual, but I didn't have a warm, fuzzy feeling about it. Like if you're all in the same room, you're
right.
But I'm really getting used to, and I wouldn't want all of our events obviously to be virtual, but it's really, when you stop and think about it, it's certainly a wave of the future, and it's so convenient. You don't have to get up and leave. You don't have to drive anywhere. You're sitting at your desk or in your office.
Hey, you could stay in your pajamas for that matter and have a cup of coffee.
So it's getting more acceptable, certainly to a lot of our members, but most importantly to me, I'm feeling much more comfortable with it now. I think one of the things we presented our budget to our executive committee and finance committee yesterday, and we'll present it to our board next Wednesday. And I'm happy to say that we were, with great difficulty, we did present a positive budget. My original estimates were we were going to be $40,000 to $50,000 negative budget.
Right.
And we paired, and unfortunately, we had to cut expenses. And when you cut expenses, you have, most places it's staff. And so,
right.
So far we've laid off 3 people, and but I'm happy to say and pleased to say that we were able to give our board a balanced budget.
That's a very, very good thing. Now, let me ask you another question that you and I have touched upon. I know you were working on getting that conference room all set up for virtual meetings, etc. How has that come about? What's the latest update on that?
We're ready.
Okay.
It still has to be fine tuned. We're using it for our own meetings right now. No one has asked us to use it from the outside yet. We really haven't advertised it as Zoom ready for rent. We probably want to tune it up a little bit more. We've got cameras that have to be positioned. They're on tripods. And so what we would hope for was a single camera. I think we talked about this before. They have a camera called the Owl.
Right.
On the ceiling, and it does a 360. If someone speaks, the camera will hone in on them. Well, the problem with that is it's for a smaller conference room. Our conference room will sit 30 people around a table, and it just couldn't. The circumference couldn't handle the room. It's just too big. So we've had to go with individual. I think we have 6 cameras and 6 microphones, and so we're tuning it up. We want to make sure that it's suitable and it's done right before we offer it for rent. So, but we're ready. We're doing our own meetings that way. In fact, our board meeting Wednesday, we're calling it a hybrid board meeting. We gave our board members, the opportunity to up to 12 show up in person and the rest on Zoom. So we have half of the boards going to be in our conference room on a Zoom meeting, and the other half of them will be in their offices or at their homes participating in a meeting. So that's going to be the first experiment we've used like that, but we feel very comfortable that it's going to work fine.
Just one of the things that the pandemic has changed, Joe, is just like people doing their meetings now on Zoom. And what a nice way to do it, if you can choose to, be on the Zoom or, be out there with you live right in person.
It is. It's really a convenience, Bonnie. It's become, as I said, to me, it's become more comfortable for me. I just didn't feel like we had any personal feelings, or you know how you are when a meeting in a room with 20 or 25 people.
Yeah.
There's but it's become much more comfortable to me, and I don't mind it at all. At first, I don't say I did resist it, but I wasn't really comfortable with it. But I really think it's certainly a wave of the future. There's no question about it.
And just starting to like this great place we live, Martin County and St. Lucie County, more and more, because like even, you mentioned how quiet and how reserved everybody was and everybody's getting along. And we even heard from the Martin County Sheriff's Office too this week how quiet the whole Labor Day weekend was.
Yeah, the beaches were unbelievable. The sandbars were quiet. Nobody got out of hand. They didn't have to arrest anybody or do anything. Everybody, let's just say everybody, all the kids played nice in the sandbox.
Yeah. I told a story yesterday. And I said to people in the room, some of you may not even been alive, and some of you may not even lived in Florida. But back in the late '60s, I don't remember the county, but it was in the Eustis, Mount Dora area, up in that area.
Oh, Eustis. I love Eustis.
Well, there was a sheriff by the name of Willis McCall.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the man. When you drove into that county, or left on the main arteries, there were billboards. There was a picture of the sheriff standing there with his arms folded across his chest, and it said, "This is McCall country. Do the crime, you'll pay. Do the crime, you'll pay the time."
Yeah.
And he was the man. So I use that as a reference to Will Snyder, because Will Snyder is a law and order guy. And we just talked about how peaceful it is here, and our crime rate continues to be lower and in control. And I said, we ought to put up billboards and call it Snyder country.
I like that.
Yeah.
And, we go to Eustis, and there's a great restaurant there we like to eat. It's called Tilly's. So when we go to the DeLand area, we travel the 30 miles to Eustis quite often.
Do you go 441?
No, we take I-95, and then we exit on, I think it's 149 up there. We exit to go west to DeLand. And New Smyrna Beach is the other way.
40. Yeah, that's State Road 40.
Yeah.
When you go west of the land. Yeah. That is, it's a nice, it's the topography is so different up there. It's not mountainous, but you've got those sloping hills, and the topography is so much different up in that Ocala, that whole area.
Oh yeah, you pass this certain place on I-95. I think it's like maybe 45 minutes north of Palm Bay, and you feel like you're almost in the Northwoods of Wisconsin or something. The whole terrain, the whole landscape kind of changes.
It does. It's pretty, and it's horse country up there too. I love horses, so
I know.
So Joe, if somebody wants to get a hold of you in regards to information for the chamber, how would they go upon reaching out to you? What are the many ways that they can reach you?
Well, the most direct and quickest way is pick up the phone and call me at 772-287-1088. My extension is 108, but any of our staff could help you, but I'd be more than happy to speak with anyone. Or you can go to our website, www.stuartmartinchamber.org, and there's a myriad of information. You can even join online. Of course, we don't want you to do that. We want to be able to sit down and talk to you and explain what we offer and what you get for joining the chamber. Before we leave, can I yell out our 3 new members this week?
That was going to be my final question to you, was
Great.
Talk to me about your new memberships.
Great. We have Storm Troopers Home Improvement. They're located in Jensen Beach.
Okay.
Hendricks is the contact. They do remodeling, home improvement, commercial construction, design, and build. They're complete. They're new to the area. He was at breakfast yesterday. Had a nice conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
I suggested he looked into converting these office spaces into condo or into residential, because I said, wave of the future. That office space is going to have to be utilized, and it's not going to be offices.
Right.
So, then we had Treasure Coast Total Kitchens and Baths. They're located in Stewart. Heather Tannehill is the principal there, and they do kitchen, bath remodeling and design, cabinets, and that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wallace Chevrolet. Ed Bosson is, my gosh, he's been a member for years, probably 25 years.
Oh, wow.
And he's moved around different car agencies, and now he's with Wallace Chevrolet. And he came in and joined on his own. Wallace is not a member. They're total, all their dealerships. But Ed joined because he wants to, in as much as he's with the Chevrolet, he wants to be part of the chamber. So he joined on his own.
Okay.
So, and we got a lot of a lot of activity going on. A lot of people inquiring, even a couple of walk-ins. So, like I said, we see a light at the end of the tunnel. I think things are getting a little better each day.
Very good. That's Joe Catrabone. He heads up the Stuart Martin Chamber of Commerce. Joe, always a pleasure to speak with you, and we'll speak to you next week and get another update.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Be safe.
All right, you too. 7:47. It's time right now on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Go to the news desk. Bonnie's standing by.
The Senate is expected to vote on an economic relief package this week, and while it has little chance of passing the House, it's sending a very clear message to airlines. Help may not be coming. WPTV's national political editor, Joe St. George, has details.
Congress is back in session, and while there is some chatter of another round of economic relief before the election, at the moment, there is no serious discussion about another bailout for airlines, which means major layoffs could be taking place at the end of the month. United Airlines is planning on laying off 16,000 October 1st. American Airlines says they're laying off 19,000. But we should note Delta and Southwest are for the moment saying they won't be laying off anyone. October 1st is the first day airlines that took federal bailout money earlier this year can lay off workers under the law passed by Congress. Today, flight attendants marched on Capitol Hill with signs saying, "Please don't clip our wings." What does this mean for you if you travel? Well, a spokesman for the Association of Flight Attendants says routes will be cut, and a smaller flight attendant workforce means it may be harder to staff a flight if someone calls in sick, leading to cancellations. But airline CEOs say, look, airline travel is down across the country, and unless they get more financial assistance from Congress, they simply have to lay off the workers. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
A police body camera recording released Wednesday shed more light on the house party that earned 6 Miami University students citations for violating COVID-19 health orders over Labor Day weekend. WPTV's news partner at WCPO in Ohio has this.
In Ohio, new police body cam video shows University of Miami students having a house party after testing positive for COVID-19. Now, campus leaders today to go ahead and still move forward with plans to start in-person classes in a week and a half. And Courtney Francisco looks into what the campus is doing next.
The signs are up all over campus. Wear a mask and social distance. In this new video, none of that was happening. Just around the corner when a student admits on camera that he's COVID-19 positive and has 20 people inside of his house. You can hear the moment this officer realizes he's not busting up the usual college house party.
I've never seen this before. There's an input on the computer that you tested positive for COVID? Yes. When was this? This was a week ago. Are you supposed to be quarantining? Yeah, that's why I'm at my house. Do you have other people here and you're positive for COVID? You see the problem?
WCPO 9 is choosing to blur the faces of these men in the video because by showing them, we would be revealing private health information. The men in this video are facing civil citations, not criminal charges. The student counts 20 people inside his home and told the officer he knows that exceeds the state mandate of no more than 10. Then he reveals more.
How many other people have COVID? They all do. Everybody has it?
The Miami University says 1,037 students and 3 staff tested positive for COVID-19 in the last 2 weeks. That's nearly 1 in every 17 students. Compare that to a similar sized campus, University of Cincinnati, 147 COVID-19 cases in the last 2 weeks.
I think everyone's going to have a little bit of concern there.
Students like Ray Butler found out Wednesday Miami will move forward with plans to start in-person learning September 21st. But anyone who lives on campus must get a COVID-19 test as soon as they move in. Off-campus students will face random testing throughout the semester, and the Butler County Health Department will track their quarantines.
So you're not quarantining if you're mixing with other people.
This latest situation happened Labor Day weekend. Police cited 6 students for mass gathering violations. That's a $500 fine, and police reported to the university.
We want to keep this town open.
The university has not responded to questions about whether these students will face punishment.
Lastly, everything is calm now, but the city of Sanford in central Florida was rocked by an explosion and fire at a gas line ruptured early this morning. Hundreds of residents were evacuated, but no one was hurt and no homes were damaged. NFL football returning tonight with the Houston Texans taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. And an annual survey found close to 1 in 7 Americans plan to gamble on at least one NFL game this year. The top teams that gamblers expect to win the Super Bowl are the Chiefs, Cowboys, Ravens, Bengals, Dolphins, Patriots, Saints, and 49ers. My NFL pick for tonight is the Chiefs. And if you want to get in Lenny's Pick'em League, just contact themusicalg@yahoo.com. A link will be sent to you, and you'll be involved in the NFL Pick'em League 2020. News time is 7:52. Weather and traffic together are next.
$7:53 on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers.
Not finding any accidents on our roadways right here for Martin County and St. Lucie County. You're looking at a good ride if you're heading out this Thursday morning. And there's your latest look at traffic. In Stewart right now, it's 79, and in Honolulu, Hawaii, 78 right now. And here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies and some coastal showers for that morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Most of the activity should stay inland. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, partly sunny skies, another round of afternoon showers and storms. As we head into the weekend, rain chances up to 70% for Saturday, down to a 50% chance for rain on Sunday. Drier conditions by early next week. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
Do you have a suggestion for the show? Send us an email, WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. And now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Anytime you want to participate in the program, we welcome your phone call, 772-220-9788, 772-220-9788. We're coming up on the top of the hour here at 8 o'clock here at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. The news is coming up next, and then hour number 3 of the award-winning, internationally acclaimed Get Up and Go show. We'll be right back. Our good friends in England are listening, and we've got people listening all over the world.
Coming to you live from Stuart, Florida, the greatest little town in the world. It's the Get Up and Go Show on AM 1450 WSTU. You're invited to call the show anytime at 772-220-9788. And now, broadcasting live from their palatial studios, here are your hosts, Evan and Bonnie.
Yeah, man. That's right. Internationally acclaimed radio program.
I know that's right.
That's right. We're heard internationally.
I heard that.
That's right. You better hear it because we are now being heard across the pond, and we have fans over in England. Maybe our good friend over there will start up a fan club for us.
I know. I think he has like maybe 10 or 15 people already lined up over there that are listening across the pond, Evan.
Something of that sort.
And we're glad to have them along. It's a beautiful thing, just kind of like bringing the world closer together. It feels pretty good.
Without a doubt. I can't believe G just did what he did.
What did he do?
He sent me something, and he messaged it to me, so I'm going to have to figure out how to get the link to it.
He sent me a text last night. He told me, Bonnie, remember to make your picks for the NFL.
Oh, okay.
So I did, and I did it yesterday, but the season's so very early that I only think I picked half of them.
Okay.
When the season,
only half of them.
Yeah, when the season begins, it's not like I'm a total football expert anyway, but when it begins, you're not really too sure about the teams yet. So therefore, I just kind of made maybe about half of my picks for, the ones that I might be pretty sure about. I'm thinking the Kansas City Chiefs are probably going to do it tonight against the Texans.
Oh, okay.
So, and I think I did pick New England for this weekend to go on down and beat Miami.
Oh.
Yeah. Which,
wow.
You shouldn't do. You should be rooting for the Dolphins. But, that was a questionable pick because I'm thinking New England has been beat in Miami before, but I still second guessed it. And I was going to pick Miami, but I did go with New England for this coming weekend.
Oh, okay.
Sundays.
I found what I wanted, by the way.
Yes.
I got it because he sent it to me on my through a text message, and then I had to get the link, and I copied the link.
Oh.
So now I got what I needed.
Good.
So I'm good. I found what I wanted.
Was it an important message?
No, it's very important because it pertains to 9/11 tomorrow.
I see.
It's a special cut, is what it is.
So it's like a cut you can add to your edition of.
Yeah, I'm gonna use it tomorrow.
Yeah.
During the broadcast.
Is it like a musical cut? Because usually the musical G has those musical things.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely a musical cut without a doubt.
Very nice.
And I'm going to do that. But let's do some stupid news if we could, please.
And now it's time for Stupid News,
It's so stupid and awesome.
where we ask the important questions.
Are some people too stupid to live?
Why are people so stupid?
Are you effing stupid?
I don't know if I'd be effing stupid, but some of the news is stupid.
We've been hearing about these things so close to home.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is about Florida. Florida's got stupid news everywhere.
Yeah, we had one up in Palm Bay last week. Fort Pierce we heard about just yesterday.
Yeah.
And
that chick that walked into Fort Pierce that decided to take a sex toy out of the wrapping and start to go to town on herself with it.
At the Lion's Den
Yeah, the
or
Lion's
somewhere.
Den. Oh, man.
Good gosh.
A buddy of mine sent me the news article, and I'm already on top of it. We talked about it. A man was left significantly stung and in need of firefighters' help after scorching a wasp nest with a flamethrower. Fire crews were called out to a home in Lexington, Kentucky last night after the man tried to destroy a wasp nest using the blazing weapon.
Wow.
The swarm of insects did not take kindly to the inferno and attacked him with their stinging tails in retaliation.
Oh, and they can really sting. Wasps can be the
Yeah.
worst.
Well, you know what they say, you play with fire, you get burned. Or should we say you get stung?
Evan, I don't even think you would be nowhere near that wasp nest.
Yeah.
I mean, if you got stung by one of those, you could get really sick, being
Yeah.
allergic and all.
Oof. This is a very interesting story here, Bonnie. A male adult baby. Now, I want you to think about that for a minute, how I come up with this. Okay, a male adult baby says that he struggles to find a job as employers do not like him wearing diapers at work.
Oh, I heard about that. Like a adult that has one of those dressed like a baby fetishes.
Yeah, Damian Turner, 28 years old, has been part of the adult baby diaper lover community for 10 years and wears a diaper all day long. The diaper lover from West Virginia said acting like a baby gives off a very calm, relaxing, and safe vibe, but his lifestyle has caused problems in his professional life. Currently unemployed, he is constantly in and out of jobs and has been fired by previous employers for, quote, being childish, Damian said. He has also said that diapers are very convenient, comfortable, and cute. It's a very nice lifestyle, and I wouldn't want to do anything else.
Plus, they stop leakage.
Yeah. Dressing and acting like a baby gives off a very calm, relaxing, safe vibe. It's almost as if you were back in preschool without any worry in the entire world. Any worry in the entire world, Bonnie.
Kind of gives you insight to why. It gives you a little insight to why they might have the fetishes like that.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want the adult worries.
I don't know.
Maybe he could be like in a Huggies diaper commercial.
I don't know, but I hope to God he doesn't cry like this as well. An enterprising job. This story is going to take the cake, Bonnie. You're going to turn about 5 shades of red on this story.
Will we be able to eat some cake too?
I don't know.
Okay.
After this one, I don't know. But an enterprising Japanese artist is catering to heartsick people by holding memorial services for sex dolls that have outlived their use. These are sex dolls that have been worn out.
So you're going to see some dolls with the wearing and tearing
Yes.
of the legs and
Yes.
little arms and elbows.
Yes. Some people love them as if they were human members of their family, according to Layla Arada, the 30-something founder of Love Doll Funeral Services in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
For roughly $800, customers can have their synthetic sweethearts placed in a casket, swaddled in burial attire, and adorned with garlands of all sorts.
$800.
$800.
I don't even know if I can afford that for my own funeral.
The funeral, complete with candles, undertakers, and even other mourning sex dolls, is so authentic that passersby have even called the cops, mistaking the dolls for real people.
Yeah, that's how real they look, huh?
Many owners do not want them to be shredded as garbage, said the owner of one doll, adding that many action figure trustees fear being shamed for discarding dolls in the dumpster where they could be discovered.
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess if I had that doll, that I've had for several years, that favorite doll, you get like a little bit of a sentimental attachment about it.
to a blow-up doll? Okay. You have a male blow-up doll you're talking about, Bonnie, that I don't know about?
I don't know.
Does Gary know about this other life you live?
Now, I don't know if that would be the
Okay.
same thing.
All
but
right.
like I remember when I
Wow.
was a little girl, my Baby Beans doll,
Okay.
like it was like a little, I named her Baby Beans.
Okay.
She had blue eyes and she had like a little bean bag
Okay.
of a belly and
Okay.
round bottom.
All right. I played with Barbies when I was little.
Did you really?
Yeah, I played with Barbies. I used to do their hair, makeup, and all sorts of things.
You must have had
People thought I was strange.
neighbor girls that played the Barbies with you,
I
right
just
there with
played,
you.
played Barbies. That's all.
Did you have a
know?
Ken doll?
I had a Ken doll too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have his custom van?
Yeah.
See, I never
I had that.
that.
I put Barbie and Ken in the back of the van. People thought I was strange.
Oh,
They thought I was trying to reenact something.
I never
in the
had
back of a van.
I never had the van, but I did have the Barbie pool, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah,
like
after
to
I
fill
took
it up.
Barbie and Ken out of the van, I stuck them in the pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went for a swim. They needed to clean off and cool off. They were all hot and bothered from being in the van together.
And then you got to put little suntan oil in case they live in Florida.
Well, that's afterwards because I took all their clothes off of the dolls and I laid them out in the sun
And then have
and
them
put suntan oil on
walk
them.
over to
Yeah.
to the beach.
Yeah.
I forget
Blind
the
Creek
name
Beach.
of our beach.
Yeah, Blind Creek Beach.
And I want to keep saying
Yeah.
bathtub, but holy
No, don't
man,
say bathtub.
That's not the
please.
beach. That's,
No, it's
bathtub is a clean
Blind
beach.
Creek. Yeah. Blind Creek is a clean beach also. It's just minus the clothes.
It's not family
That's
oriented.
all. Well, you never know. I mean, people live the lifestyle with their kids. So if they want to take their kids out there, there's
They keep it all
you
in
know,
the family.
keep it all in the family. All right. A 22-year-old guy named Nicholas Mark from Catasauqua, Pennsylvania. See that?
Catasauqua.
Catasauqua, Pennsylvania.
I like that.
Went
Sounds
to
like
a pizza shop last week.
Italian last name too.
Guy applied for a job. And when he was done filling out the application, he grabbed the tip jar with about $220 inside and he made off with it out the front door.
Wait, did you say he filled it up first?
No.
And then he took off with it?
No, he ran off with the tip jar. Had about $220 in it. An employee named Wilmer Chinchilla, amazing name, by the way, took off after the guy. But Nicholas, who was the guy that stole it, pulled a knife. So Wilmer backed off.
Wilmer.
But because Nicholas had applied for the job using his real information, the staff had his name, address, and phone number and everything from the application. And he passed that along to the cops.
Wow.
Plus, Nicholas left his backpack behind
Oh,
with
yeah.
a bunch of drug paraphernalia in it.
Wow.
Cops tracked down Nicholas, arrested him for robbery, theft, and possession of drug paraphernalia and much more.
He should be chewing a stick of that double mint gum, double flavor.
Note to self, if you're going to rob a pizzeria and you're going to take the tip jar off the counter, don't apply for a job there.
And leave your drug paraphernalia
Yeah,
behind.
Exactly. Lastly, cops in Leesburg, Florida, found 19-year-old Madison Bryant sitting in the middle of a highway drunk last Saturday evening. It turned out she got into an argument with her boyfriend and made him stop the truck to let her out. Police found the boyfriend nearby and he ended up with a DUI. Madison wasn't facing any charges at any point, but while they were arresting the boyfriend, she asked if she could pee on the side of the road. The cops offered to drive her to a gas station. Instead, she pulled down her pants. What does she do? Squats right in front of the cop car and pees. Hung on to the bumper as well,
Wow.
just for stabilization. After she pulled her pants up, they arrested her for disorderly intoxication. Then on her way to jail, she offered one of the cops sexual favors if he'd give back her jewel device that he confiscated. The disorderly intoxication charge is just a misdemeanor, but they also tacked on a charge for trying to bribe a public servant, which is a felony. She's due back in court later this month.
Leesburg, that was, right?
Yeah, Leesburg, Florida.
Do you know where Leesburg is?
Sure do.
Is it south of here or north?
That's way north.
Way north?
Yes,
Okay.
that's way north.
It's like up there by Gainesville or somewhere.
That's way up there.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
way up there.
I wasn't aware.
Yes. So, note to self, if you're arrested and you want something back that the officer has confiscated from you, well, guess what? Don't bribe them.
Yeah.
Pretty simple.
And I wasn't aware where Leesburg is, but now I'm aware of
Yeah.
that lady taking off her underwear.
Yeah.
But not wherever she wants.
Yeah.
Where?
No. She shouldn't get naked and pee in front of a cop
Yeah.
car. Definitely not. From stupid news to real news, let's go to the news desk where Bonnie is standing by with the real news. Good morning, Bonnie.
Good morning to you, Evan. And in Martin County, detectives said Wednesday they arrested a handyman in the killing of an elderly couple last month. WPTV's Ryan Hughes has the story.
Are you remorseful or sorry at all? Yes. Johnny Maynard cuffed and carted to jail after investigators say he confessed to the gruesome killings of Donald and Lorraine Smith inside their home in Port Salerno.
Well, this is a 55-year-old guy who's a complete and utter loser.
Investigators say Maynard was a handyman for Smith, who owns rental properties. On August 26th, the Martin County Sheriff says Maynard was caught on video walking nearly 4 miles to the elderly couple's home on Southeast Hull Street and wait for hours in the bushes for Donald to come home.
He went into an open garage door, armed himself with a little cutting knife that was in the garage, and went inside and began the attack.
Investigators say he slammed the glass bowl over Lorraine's head first and then attacked Donald. We're told Maynard then used the knife to cut both of their throats.
They were the two of the nicest people that I could possibly know.
Sandra Kramer has lived next door to the couple for decades and was known as their little sister. She tells us Maynard also did repair work in her home and suspected he was responsible for the cold-blooded crime.
We'd pay him, and then he would go and sit in his car, or he would leave, and then he'd come back later and he'd say, can you give me another $20 or $40? My wife needs pills, or I need pills.
Investigators say the motive behind the violent attack was robbery. They say Maynard made off with $700 he used to buy crack cocaine, lottery tickets, cigarettes, and to pay part of his rent.
He's done. He will, as the sheriff said, come out of the Department of Corrections in a box, in a pine box. And that's probably as it should be. He should be on death row.
The sheriff tells us Maynard was originally arrested on a domestic violence charge for assaulting his girlfriend a day after a friend found the couple in their home. Maynard has now agreed to a plea deal and will serve 3 consecutive life sentences. In Martin County, Ryan Hughes, WPTV, News Channel 5.
It's not over yet. Champions of a vape flavor ban, which the governor vetoed Tuesday night, are promising it will return next session. WPTV's Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders has the story.
Yeah, that veto dropped like a bomb for supporters of Senate Bill 810. It had the backing of the Senate president as well as the attorney general and bipartisan support in both chambers this year.
The legislation would have banned flavoring used in vaping until the FDA gave approval. It also sought to raise the buying age of tobacco products from 18 to 21, aligning with federal law.
I was in shock and extremely disappointed to see this bill vetoed.
The governor's decision stunned Representative Jackie Toledo. The fellow Republican helped craft the measure with hopes of deterring teens from picking up e-cigarettes that often taste like fruit or candy. About 26% of Florida high schoolers using them last year.
These were not people that smoked in the past. These were new users and now are addicted to nicotine products.
DeSantis' decision largely centered on the flavor restrictions. In his veto letter, he worried former smokers would go back to cigarettes, vapors would turn to the black market, and small businesses would be devastated. Vape shops telling us last year they rely on the sales.
I would just love, our lawmakers before they make a decision to please talk to vapors.
Only 7 states have flavor bans, so Florida remains in the majority. But it also lacks other vaping regulations many states do have. No special tax, no sales permit, or limitations on packaging here. That's why Toledo vows to keep pushing for her changes next legislative session.
We won't give up the fight. I think this is something we need to address. It's still an epidemic.
And that session is closer than you might think. We're under 6 months away, 174 days from March 2nd, 2021.
A young Miami girl is safe after an Amber Alert was issued for her on Tuesday. 10-year-old Randy Canyon was last seen Saturday. She was found yesterday at a gas station where customers saw her and called police. Lastly, Ronald Bell, a co-founder and singer of the group Kool and the Gang, has died. He was 68. Publicist Sujata Murthy says Bell died Wednesday morning at his home in the U.S. Virgin Islands with his wife by his side. The cause of death has not been released. Kool and the Gang grew from jazz roots in the 1960s to become one of the major groups of the 1970s, blending jazz, funk, R&B, and pop. After a brief downturn, the group enjoyed a return to stardom in the 80s. Koepka will not compete in next week's U.S. Open. Koepka said Wednesday on Twitter that he has withdrawn from the major. Koepka hasn't played in a tournament since he missed the cut at the Wyndham Championship in August. The 30-year-old Jupiter resident and Palm Beach County native won the U.S. Open in 2017 and 2018. News time, it's 8:26. Weather and traffic together are next.
8:27 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together, all brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
Not finding any accidents so far, so good on a Thursday morning. You got to be there by 9. Yeah, you should be arriving on time. We're not finding any tie-ups on our highways. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 79 in Palm City and Toronto, Canada. It's 63 degrees. Here's our weather at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies and some coastal showers for that morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Most of the activity should stay inland. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, partly sunny skies, another round of afternoon showers and storms. As we head into the weekend, rain chances up to 70% for Saturday, down to a 50% chance for rain on Sunday. Drier conditions by early next week. I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
Quick programming note, tomorrow morning at 8:30, we want you to make sure and tune in because we're going to have a special interview with two different people. Former Chief of Staff for George W. Bush on September the 11th, when the terrible, tragic accident happened. Andrew Card's going to be here along with Colonel Mark Tillman, who was the pilot of Air Force One back in the President George W. Bush regime. We're going to get his take on how he handled Air Force One keeping the president safe. So it's going to be a great interview. Joining us now on our line, it's Randy Siegel, who has our daily dose of space in another place. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Evan. Well, on this date in history, 1967, NASA launched its Surveyor 5 spacecraft. Surveyor was designed to go to the moon and land on the moon. The spacecraft was very successful, although it did have some harrowing times before it actually landed on the moon. They had a small helium leak, but they still managed to set it down safely and get tremendous photographs of the moon. On this date in history, 1978, Russia launched its Venera 11 spacecraft headed for Venus. And lastly, on this date in history, in 2011, the GRAIL spacecraft, standing for Gravity Recovery and Interior Laboratory satellite, was placed into orbit around the moon, trying to give us information on the depth of the regolith that is on the moon. Well, coronavirus. Yep, we all know how insidious it is, and it has really been playing havoc. The launch of the next Landsat satellite imaging mission, which is a joint project between NASA and the U.S. Geological Survey, has been delayed until about September of next year. Coronavirus has slowed down the work on the new spacecraft. Also, it has created havoc with the Indian space program. India has been having a lot of problems with the coronavirus, and as a result, several of their scientists have come down with the virus, and they've had to slow down their preparations for going into space. The astronauts who are already up in space are continuing their work on board the International Space Station. Commander Chris Cassidy was again in the Japanese module Kibo to conduct setup with a confocal space microscope. Yep, the apparatus provides many advantages over conventional optical microscopes, some of which include the ability to control depth of field and collect sequential observation sections from thick biological specimens. Cassidy next disconnected and stowed the biomolecular sequencer, which he just used the other day to investigate the Gene in Space 6 studies. Commander worked along with Russian cosmonaut Ivan Wagner to perform ultrasound eye exams. As you may recall, ocular health has been a problem for astronauts who have been in space for a prolonged period of time. When they return to Earth, there seem to be some symptoms that remain forever, while others go away. So they're spending a lot of time looking at the eye, because our destination to the moon and Mars, we don't want to hurt our astronauts. Wagner also worked along fellow cosmonaut Anatoly Ivanushin, transferring waste into the Progress 75 and 76 spacecraft. Ivanushin wiped down surfaces in the Russian segment and disconnected his electrocardiogram monitor after having 24 hours of testing on his heart. The next commercial vehicle headed for the International Space Station has got a name. The name for that vehicle, the Cygnus vehicle, will be Kalpana Chawla. You may recall that she was one of the astronauts that was on board Columbia when Columbia had that fateful problem in space, and she was lost along with the remainder of the crew. Northrop Grumman continues to name their spacecraft after fallen astronauts. SpaceX and United Launch Alliance will be conducting launches within the same 24-hour period. SpaceX's 13th Starlink satellite launch apparently is solidified to launch at 2:17 p.m. on Thursday the 17th. Shortly after that, at 12:30 a.m. on the 18th, we should see the launch of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy. That's the vehicle that was delayed when they had an engine problem and it failed to launch. So now we're going to see 2 launches in a relatively small period of time. In 2021, space robotics startup company Gaitao, in collaboration with NanoRax, will conduct a technical demonstration of the Gaitao robot executing virtual tasks inside NASA's Bishop airlock. The airlock is installed on the Node 3 of the International Space Station. In the technical demonstration, Gaiati's space robot S1 will be installed inside Bishop's pressurized module to conduct 2 experiments: an intravehicular activity, which is tasks such as switch and cable operations and assembly of structures and panels to demonstrate its capability for in-space assembly. We also now know that Northrop Grumman has made the decision to cancel the development of its Omega A launch system, having lost Air Force contracts to other companies because they had a better price. The decision has been made to eliminate the Omega A from its cadre of launch vehicles. Omega A has yet to be launched. However, the developmental cost will still be borne by North American Grumman. 3 Indian astronauts from India continue to work in Russia despite the coronavirus. The Gaganyaan program aims to launch an astronaut before the 75th anniversary of India's independence in 2022. So the hope is that they can continue their preparations in Russia, as well as getting ready to launch on their own launch vehicle. I'm not so sure they're going to make that launch on their own indigenous vehicle, but they're certainly going to make a heavy try for that. Lastly, we want to tell you that China's Chang'e 4 space probe has revealed a lot of space history on the far side of the moon. The study revealed that the landing area has some of the largest and oldest impact basins on the moon. On Monday, we'll tell you more about what's going on in the Canadian space program as well as SpaceX. So until then, have a great day, everybody.
That's Randy Siegel with a daily dose of space in another place. Time to head on over to Ellie's Downtown Deli, where Bonnie's standing by with some of the latest and greatest for you. And they're a sponsor also of the 5-second rule game that's been going on for the last 8-9 weeks now.
Yeah, as we continue that tomorrow morning, it's going to be there's going to be a lot of people in here with us.
It's going to be a great day.
And a lot of the Stewart officers enjoying Ellie's Deli, and they might want to try the warm and toasty panini. Try the hot Italian today with ham, salami, and capicola, prosciutto, fresh mozzarella on the sandwich, smothered with pesto mayo too, and tomatoes, onions, roasted red peppers, all on an 8-inch hoagie. This sandwich is huge. Enjoy it with a bowl of soup today. And, when you stop into Ellie's, you can have a glass of beer or wine with your signature salad or signature sandwich, too. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stewart now has their patio back open. Plus, they're at 50% dining inside with a full menu for pickup or delivery. Ellie's also has full dinners available for takeout, plus their fabulous desserts as well. Call 772-781-6605 to order and pick up today. They're located 18 Southeast 6th Street, just off Colorado in Stuart. Call 772-781-6605. Ellie's Downtown Deli in Stuart.
It's time for the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. Gold is opening up at $1,956.40 an ounce. Silver opening up at $27.34 an ounce. That's the Precious Metals Report. It's all brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coin. 8:43. It's news time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. Let's go to the news desk. Here's Bonnie.
Thanks once again, Evan. The Senate is expected to vote on an economic relief package this week. And while it has little chance of passing the House, it's sending a very clear message to airlines. Help may not be coming. WPTV's national political editor, Joe St. George, has details.
Congress is back in session, and while there is some chatter of another round of economic relief before the election, at the moment, there is no serious discussion about another bailout for airlines, which means major layoffs could be taking place at the end of the month. United Airlines is planning on laying off 16,000 October 1st. American Airlines says they're laying off 19,000. But we should note Delta and Southwest are for the moment saying they won't be laying off anyone. October 1st is the first day airlines that took federal bailout money earlier this year can lay off workers under the law passed by Congress. Today, flight attendants marched on Capitol Hill with signs saying, "Please don't clip our wings." What does this mean for you if you travel? Well, a spokesman for the Association of Flight Attendants says routes will be cut, and a smaller flight attendant workforce means it may be harder to staff a flight if someone calls in sick, leading to cancellations. But airline CEOs say, look, airline travel is down across the country, and unless they get more financial assistance from Congress, they simply have to lay off the workers. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Sprouts Farmers Market is opening in Martin County. The grand opening of the natural grocery store chain will open its Stuart location on October 7. WPTV's news anchor Kelly Dunn has this.
The grand opening of the new Sprouts Farmers Market in Martin County has a date. The natural grocery store chain will open its Stuart location on October 7th. That's according to our news partners at TC Palm. You'll find this newest Sprouts store in the Martin Square Shopping Center. That's on US 1 near Indian Street. Right now, they're in the process of hiring 110 team members. If you're interested in applying, we've posted a link to their site on WPTV.com.
The governor is putting up a fight in a legal battle over his nomination for the Florida Supreme Court.
Palm Beach Circuit Court Judge Renatha Francis technically doesn't qualify to immediately take the bench because she hasn't been a member of the Florida Bar for 10 years. State Representative Geraldine Thompson wants him to select someone else. Governor Ron DeSantis counters, saying Francis deserves to be on maternity leave until September 24th when she does meet the standards.
I think this lawsuit is so misguided. Quite frankly, it's an insult to the Jamaican American community and the broader Caribbean American community here in Southern Florida.
DeSantis believes she would become the first Jamaican American to sit on any Supreme Court in the country. Erica Rodriguez, Miami.
As the coronavirus pandemic is expected to continue spreading into the holiday season, how retailers handle the shopping season remains a huge question. On Wednesday, one major retailer said it's adapting its Black Friday to the times. Home Depot said it's opting not to have a big one-day sale in stores. Instead, the home improvement retailer will host its Black Friday sales throughout the holiday season, both in stores and online. Savings will start in early November and last through December, both in-store and on HomeDepot.com. The company said on its website, say goodbye to one day of frenzied shopping and enjoy Black Friday savings all season long without the stress and crowds. Home Depot added that it will remain closed on Thanksgiving like in years past. A number of retailers that are typically open on Thanksgiving are also opting to close for the holiday. Things getting really exciting in the Orlando NBA bubble. The Boston Celtics, they get beat by the Toronto Raptors 125-122, and this evens the series in Game 6. And the LA Clippers win last night over the Denver Nuggets 96-85. From the National Hockey League, we saw the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the New York Islanders 2-1. Our news time is 8:47. Weather and traffic together are next.
$8:48 the time on the Get Up and Go show with Evan and Bonnie. It's time for traffic and weather together. All brought to you by Code Red Roofers. Bonnie?
And it's nice to see once again we're not finding any traffic accidents. So it's been a really calm morning out on the roads. Just as you're heading out, look for the school buses in St. Lucie and Martin County. Look for the little kids and just have a safe ride. There's your latest look at traffic. It's 79 in Port St. Lucie. In Auckland, New Zealand, it's 53 degrees. And here's our forecast at WPTV.
This morning along the Treasure Coast, temperatures starting off in the mid-70s, partly cloudy skies and some coastal showers for that morning commute. This afternoon, highs in the upper 80s, partly sunny skies, and a 60% chance for showers and storms. Most of the activity should stay inland. Tomorrow, highs in the low 90s, partly sunny skies, another round of afternoon showers and storms. As we head into the weekend, rain chances up to 70% for Saturday, down to a 50% chance for rain on Sunday. Drier conditions by early next week. I'm WPTV First Alert meteorologist Katya Hall on WSTU AM 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
If you have a suggestion for the show, we would love to hear from you. Send us an email to WSTUmorningshow@gmail.com. Now let's get back to the Get Up and Go show. Here's Evan and Bonnie.
8:52 on the Get Up and Go show. We have a phone call right now. Hi, you're on the air with Evan and Bonnie. Who's this?
Good morning, Bonnie and Evan.
Good morning, Elmer.
Yes, Elmer. Good morning, sir. How are you?
We're just sitting outside here in Gatlinburg in front of the old distillery, smokiest distillery where they make the moonshine.
Oh, okay.
And there's already has her chair sitting in the front row.
Wow.
Okay,
I
very
would love to
interesting.
come up with you and maybe go through one of those distilleries and see how they make the moonshine.
Wow. Okay.
Sit out with you and Edna out there.
How's the weather?
Just come on. Well, it's a balmy 65 degrees out.
Balmy. You had to say balmy, huh?
65 really sounds perfect. I could handle that kind of weather right now. And I bet it gets to, down to 30 or 40 at night?
Oh, no, it's probably in the 50s, but pretty soon here, we're going to be getting some nice, cool weather.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be happening. Well, old man, since you called and it's Thursday, it's time to play the Thursday edition of Slogan Off. So the way the game's, yes, it's your favorite game, Slogan Off. The way the game's going to work, old man, I'm going to read a slogan and leave out the blanks, and you have to fill in the blank. You have a possibility of getting 10 points total, and the winner absolutely gets nothing. We just play for fun. Sorry about that, old man.
We get to breathe the fresh mountain air.
Yeah, I'll send you some Breathe Right strips. How's that?
Okay.
Figured you could use those. Anyway, so let's continue on and let's play the game. We'll start. You know what? I'm going to spin the wheel, Bonnie, if that's all right with you, to see who goes first. Here we go.
The old man could go first.
Oh man, it landed right in the middle.
Oh.
So customary ladies go first. So Bonnie, you're going first.
Okay. He
All
can
right, here
go
we go.
first. I don't care.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Bonnie, here we go. Number one for you, Bonnie. I'm stuck on blank blank because blank blank's stuck on me.
Band-Aids.
Very good.
Just like grew up with that commercial.
Yeah. Old man, you've heard of that, right?
Oh, absolutely. We use Band-Aids all the time.
Okay, very good. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a blank, blank, blank?
Is this my turn again?
Yeah, well, you won. You got a point.
Oh, yeah.
So it's Bonnie's turn.
Oh, the ball's still in my court?
Yes.
I think that's
three words here.
It's my favorite, a Tootsie Pop roll.
Incorrect.
It's not.
You said it wrong.
Did I really?
Yes. I have to be.
Roll Pop.
There you go.
okay.
Tootsie Roll Pop.
Roll Pop. All right.
Yes. Yes.
I
It's kind of
just-
like Wheel of Fortune. You have to get it exactly
I
right.
just saw those out in stores yesterday,
Okay.
too.
All right. All right. There we go, old man. Game is tied and you're in control. You deserve a break today.
Oh, my goodness. I know this one.
Come on. 5 seconds.
Brain fart. Brain fart.
You deserve a break today.
Oh, my goodness.
Break today.
Go ahead, Bonnie. Sing it. You
Toyota.
deserve a break today.
Toyota. McDonald's.
Well, you said Toyota first, and that's incorrect, and then it is McDonald's. Oh,
I don't know why I thought Toyota.
wow.
I,
All right, old man, you're still in control here. Here we go. It's the real thing.
It's the real
It's
thing.
the real thing.
the real thing. It's the real thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's the real thing.
Coca-Cola.
Sounds like Coca-Cola, and you want to know something?
Is he correct?
You're right.
Wow.
Okay, old man,
Great
here we
job.
go. I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Mama.
Mama.
Oh.
Because, I'm thinking of the little boy's look on
No.
his face when he eats the whole thing.
All right, old man, I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
Is that a Snicker bar?
No, Bonnie, what do you think it is?
Can of Pringles.
No. Alka-Seltzer. All right.
Alka-Seltzer.
Yes, Alka-Seltzer. All right, old man, you're still in charge here. Old man, insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
Depends diapers. I don't know.
No. All right, Bonnie.
Insure? Is it like INSURE?
Yes. Insure carefully, like you're insuring something.
Insure carefully. And
Yeah.
then what's the second part of that?
Dream fearlessly.
Dream fearlessly.
Yes.
Maybe like driving a Nissan or something.
No, incorrect.
I don't know.
All right, last one, old man. Here we go. Spray, wash, rinse.
Spray, wash, rinse.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Bonnie?
I'm thinking of maybe like spray and wash.
No, it's Dawn Power Wash.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Hey, listen, I just got a text message from Fredo, and he wants to know why you are not at his birthday party. His birthday party's been going on for like 5 days now.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, no, I'm talking to the man on the moon, old man. Who do you think I'm talking to?
Oh, let me talk to the man on the moon first.
Okay, well, if you could talk to the man on the moon, he replies, more power to you. But Fredo wants to know, he texted me and said, ask the old man why he's not at my birthday party.
Well, how come I didn't get an invite?
Well, that's something you'll have to take up with Fredo. I don't know. I'm just the middle person. I'm the messenger. Maybe tomorrow we'll find out from Fredo why you didn't get an invite. Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. All right. Say goodnight, old man.
Good night, old man.
All right, that's the old man down the road. Folks, don't forget, tune in tomorrow. Very special 9/11 shows. We pay tribute to those that perished in those terrible airplane crashes. Former Chief of Staff Andrew Card from the George W. Bush regime is going to be here at 8:30 along with Colonel Mark Tillman. He was the pilot of Air Force One as well. So make sure and listen in tomorrow at 8:30. That's a wrap for us. Chow mein,
Honduras.
and Arriva Dirty. And we always say be kind to one another.
Enjoy your day. Enjoy the NFL opening football tonight.
Have a great day, folks. We'll see you back here on 9/11 tomorrow at WSTU Stewart, Martin County's Heritage Station. Bye-bye for now.